And we're live. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Welcome into this episode of Morning Ritual. Things are looking a little bit different here because someone decided to take a vacation.
Without an invitation, mind you, which
hmm
is disrespectful.
I am one of your hosts, Anita. My pronouns are she, they. And down here, we've got a special guest host, uh, Bree.
Hello, I'm Brito, go by she, they, and yeah, I'm kind of filling in for Noir, so hopefully this will go well, but I can't guarantee that chaos will not happen. So
The show is
it
always
is what it
chaos,
is.
regardless
I
of
was
whether or
gonna
not
say,
it
bold of you
Honestly,
to
though.
assume that's not what we want.
Honestly.
So yeah, and we've got an amazing guest today. Why don't you tell us about yourself?
Hi, I'm Vana or Havana, and my pronouns are she, her, and I stream full time on Twitch. I've been doing it for 8 years, circa October, and I also have been performing in the tabletop RPG space, AP space, I guess just to say, for the past 6 years, 5 or 6 years. And yeah, that's me.
Tell us a little bit about how you sort of got into the AP space or into tabletop RPGs in general.
Well, tabletops in general, I was in high school and it's kind of a weird situation. I had one friend who played Dungeons and Dragons, and he was like, "Hey, come play with my group, try it out." And I was like, "Cool." And then I show up and it's me, my friend who is my age at the time, and then like four 40-plus-year-old men.
Oh no.
It was fine.
Yes.
As far as I remember, nothing traumatizing happened. But it's a funny dynamic to look back on. And at the time I was just excited to be there. Um, yes, pain. And we played in this comic book shop that was in like an attic space. It was very, it was very like, had an 80s vibe to it, I guess, in retrospect. um, but that's how I got into it. And then once I got into that, started meeting more people my age that played tabletop, and then tried out different systems. I think the other one I played the most was one of the Star Wars ones. I remember playing a Wookiee demolition specialist, and it was very chaotic.
Is that very similar
Um,
to the? Is that the same character that
yeah,
you end
that's
up
why I
playing?
played that on your show. Because I was talking to Eric about it, and I was like, "Oh man, I used to play this Wookiee demolition specialist, and I loved him." And he was like, "Say less," and then built that character for me.
You got this.
And I was like, "Yes, I get to relive my prime." um, and the D&D I started with was 3.5
Yeah.
E. Um, and then I had a very long hiatus when I went to college. I didn't really know anyone who played in college or after that. But when I moved to LA, when I was 26, I moved to LA. I didn't have any friends there really. I didn't have a job. I didn't have anything lined up. I didn't even have an apartment.
Oh no.
I had like a couple $1,000 and a lot of gumption. So I was just trolling every single message board, every Facebook group, every Craigslist ad to try and find not only work, but companionship. And that's how I ran into an advert put up on, I think, like some sort of like acting in LA or improv in LA, comedy in LA Facebook group by Dom Zook, who is the showrunner for Saving Throw Show, and was asking or was looking for improvisers that had a experience with tabletop RPGs. And I was like, that's literally me. Like at that point, I'd done improv for like a decade or something like that, and I hadn't played D&D in a long time, but I was like, I can can pretend I know what I'm doing. That'll be fine. And I responded to the ad, and they actually never got back to me.
Oh
And
no.
after, and apparently, like at the time, my buddy Tyler Rhodes was also like co organizing Saving Throw Show, and had read my email and just like forgot to respond or didn't respond. I don't know. I've charged him for this already. I've sent him several invoices. But luckily I followed up. After a few months, I was still very lonely, it turns out, and desperate. So I followed up and I was like, hey, I messaged y'all about this. And I never heard back, and I'm so alone. Please. And Dom luckily was the one who received that. And Dom is a very responsible individual, and actually got back to me. And I think that same week I went in for a trial where I just like sat in on an episode of one of their shows, and then I just never left. I was a permanent fixture after that, and I think I was there every Wednesday for 4 years after that. So that's how I got into the AP space.
It is the classic. You have given me a modicum of attention, and now you're stuck with me.
Now you're stuck with me. I will say I did not force my. It was more like they asked me back, but given the opportunity, I would have forced them to take me. So, but luckily it was amicable. But yeah, from there it just kind of snowballed. The people I met on Saving Throw Show, some of the best people, best creators I've ever met, that led to more opportunities. And I really like, people joke about like Los Angeles is about who you know.
Yeah.
That's real. That's a real thing. And I got very, very lucky with the connections I made through Saving Throw Show. And then I got to work with Geek and Sundry, which led to more AP stuff and beyond. And through that, I met a lot of amazing more people that led to Project Alpha, that led to a bunch of other opportunities. And I've just sort of been riding that wave ever since. But it really is a coalescence of just like right place, right time. If I hadn't have followed up, about my email, like I might not even be in this space right now.
It's weird how those cycles work, right? Where one thing sort of like snowballs into the next.
Yeah, there's definitely a butterfly effect. I think especially in the sort of pressure cooker that is Los Angeles. But
that's why, chat, you got to follow up on the emails. If you haven't heard from people, it is okay to follow up. Like that's literally how you get opportunities and stuff. So like kudos to you for like keeping on that, because it's hard, because anxiety is definitely a thing about
it. But I feel like I'm bothering people.
Exactly. And I think, again, if I was in a less desperate situation of just like uprooting my entire life and having no foundation whatsoever, maybe I wouldn't have, but I was just like, I need something to latch onto. So just give me one chance to be a part of this. And if I suck, then that's fine. Kick me out. But I don't know. It's interesting what being in a position of desperation will do to you / for you / with you.
It is important to have that sort of modicum of hunger when it comes to trying to create opportunities for yourself in any space. Drac, choose violence. Do it at 3 a.m. now.
The witching hour.
The witching hour. So we've got a couple standard segments we do, and I'm going to do my level best to get through them because normally Noir handles this. Now, we'll start with the basics. There's a war happening in the TTRPG community.
Oh, okay.
Between those who believe that dice are the forbidden candy and must be crunched, and those who think that's gross, don't put dice in your mouth. So, we need to know, Vana, which side of this war are you on?
I mean, people don't really crunch.
No,
Drax
they
in chat.
Like, you joke like the forbidden candy. I want to crunch, the urge to crunch, but no one actually crunch, right?
some people do.
Some people do.
How do you know? Are you crunchers?
I'm personally, I'm crunch responsibly because candy dice exist.
And you've had them.
They're delicious. But
Brie, are you a cruncher?
I would like to abstain from this discussion.
Oh my goodness.
Noir, for the record, is staunchly anti-crunch, but we have had guests on this show that have literally put dice in their mouth. And
in
we've
front
also,
of you?
oh yeah, absolutely. We've
So
had
intimate.
absolute chaos lords on this show. We've even had, like, so far as people who have run dice companies have told us that they specifically want to make dice more appealing so that people would like to crunch on them.
Well, I'm here for the intrusive thought of, boy, I want to take a bite of that. Like, I get that. I have felt that way about dice. Have I literally put dice in my mouth? No, I have a fear of choking.
Which is very valid.
It took me like forever to be able to swallow pills, because I'm like, if I swallow this pill, I'm gonna die, because it's gonna get stuck in my throat, and I will be deceased. So the idea of putting a D20 in my mouth, which is probably the exact shape of my esophagus, is not appealing to me. But the intrusive thoughts are certainly there. Certainly. So I don't know, maybe I'm somewhere in the middle, where it's like, in my mind, I will crunch. In real life, I will abstain from the crunch.
You will crunch with your heart, not with your
I will
mouth.
crunch with all my soul, but not with my mouth. Not with my mouth.
So, is that more of a crunch responsibly?
I don't want any. I'm also afraid of other people choking. I don't.
Oh.
So I think maybe I'm anti-crunch because I'm worried about y'all's safety.
You're concerned for people's safety.
But can we sit around and talk about how we want to crunch? Yes. Can we think about crunching? Can we daydream, our lives away, and on the idea of a delicious dice crunch? Yes.
Will we? No.
We won't. We're doing it right now.
It feels like almost like a crunch spectrum. It feels very ace to be like,
that's right.
The concept
Dice
of crunch, great. The idea of it, amazing. In practice,
No.
I'm gonna put something in chat to
You think you know a friend.
Persuade people as to why certain things are acceptable.
I think a lot of die look delicious. Like,
let's see.
Well, we had people on the show previously also with like, you can get silicone D20, so they're safe to, like, put it in your mouth and chew.
Well, but if you swallow it, it won't be safe.
That's true. That's fair. That's valid.
Just wash it down. Just wash it down. That's all you gotta do.
That literally makes me so stressed out.
Can we create tiers of hypothetical crunchable dice?
Oh my god.
It
grossed me out. Then you have to poop it out, Bree.
Listen.
Bree's ready to pass that D20. No big deal.
A D20 and a nice cold glass of Fanta.
Oh my god.
Honestly, though. Oh, okay. I'll share this one. Here we go. Let's see.
Why Fanta?
Oh, the ice cream dice?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, Neapolitan. We love to see it. No, those look delicious. I'm not arguing that dice don't look crunchable.
I actually
I
have.
agree.
I've got the cotton candy ones
Yeah.
from
Oh,
Mark.
yes.
And I've also got Mark or ice cream dices. I also have in my dice bag. I have a prototype set of the creamsicle.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
That looks
he was
delicious.
kind enough to give to me. See, they're beautiful. They're gorgeous. Yeah, like the intrusive thought might be there, but will I do it?
Yeah. I'm an expert at intrusive thoughts. Trust me, but
Mint chip.
It looks
Delicious.
so good. Someone asked in chat, do scented dice exist yet?
They do. There is a company called Smelly Bones, I want to say. They do scented dice. There's one set, they're based off like D&D characters. Though they smell more like scented candles. Because I got Noir a set when I was at Gen Con. There is a set called like Arcane something, and that one smells like it smells like, ooh, I have to look this up because now I don't remember which one. This one smelled like tobacco. It was like sweet tobacco scented. But there's one for the clerics that smelled like fresh laundry.
not gray in chat. If dice make you hungry enough to salivate, do you polyhedral?
Oh, excellent. I'm here for
Horny
it.
tomato.
Healer's Balm, freshly cleansed linen. Ancient Armory smells like steel and leather.
Ooh.
Nature's Embrace smells like earth and fir trees. Fireball smells like campfire. It smells like smoky. Arcane Wares smells like sweet tobacco. And I think that's all of them. But yeah.
Are you meant to just like
just sniff them.
just smell them?
Just smell
Like,
'em.
what if no one knows you have scented dice and you're in the middle of the game and you keep being like,
You could pass them to people and they could smell them too if you want.
I'm
If you're
gonna
sitting at a
share.
physical table, that's true.
There's limited amount of sniffs, probably
True.
per die, and
True.
I paid for them, so.
They actually have so they come with a little case, like one of those little steel cases, and the way they have the scent on them, it's the foam insert has been infused with the scent, so you can recharge them by placing them back in the case and closing it up for a little bit.
Got it. Clever. Yeah, I was gonna say, how do they do that?
They smell very, very good.
Just go rub them in some dirt.
Just go outside, rub them against
Rub
a
'em on
tree
a
for
fir
a
tree.
little bit.
Yeah.
Just throw them in the laundry for about 30 minutes. Just let them warm up.
It's like
rub.
such a bad idea. Oh my god. End up swallowing them, and then you're on the toilet hoping you don't roll a nap. Y'all are corny. What the hell?
This is our chat. They're chaotic at best. Bully us at worst. So the next question we normally ask, this is usually the one that our guests will just tell us that to go fuck ourselves. If you could play with any 5 people, they have to be living. Who are you playing with? Who's the GM and what system are you running?
Wait, why do people say go fuck yourself? Because it's a hard question?
It's a hard question for some folks.
Okay, it is a hard question. Okay, I thought it was like, is this going to reveal too much about me?
Oh, no. Nothing like that.
Oh my god, what about... Why can't I remember her name? Gillian Anderson.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
5 people?
5 people.
Do they have to mesh well together?
No, it can be as chaotic as you like, really.
Just chaotic. Oh my god. If we want chaos, we gotta throw a Jack Black in there.
Heck yeah.
Yes.
Lizzo. Oh my god. This is so hard.
This is already sounding like a bard party.
You're not wrong. Well, except Gillian would probably be a sorcerer or something. Chat, help me.
I can't think of 5 people.
I can't think of 5 people.
That has happened.
That's an important question. I can think of a lot of people, but it's like, I only get to pick 5.
You can always focus on the second portion of the question is, what system are you playing and who's GMing?
Oh my god, that changes everything. Okay, I want to play Good Society.
Oh shit, that's so good.
I'm the facilitator.
Modern Chow says Issa Rae.
I really don't know much about Issa Rae,
no,
to be
not
honest.
Really.
Oh my god, have I ever consumed content before?
Listen, this question stumps.
And it has to be a real person?
Has to be a real person, has to be living.
Drake, I already play games with you all the time. D&D game with just the cast of Whose Line Is It Anyway? That would actually be very funny. Oh my god. I can't think of the last 2 people.
Colin Mockery would be pretty good at a D&D table, I'm fairly certain. Now pick someone you have a crush on.
Like a real crush or a celebrity crush? That's a good point though, you know, because then I could use the game to woo them. Dolly Parton. I don't know about all that.
We've had the one suggestion that we've had is Dolly Parton and Elvira.
Elvira.
Ooh.
I do like that. She be gay and stuff, so huge fan. A stand-up comedian. I hate stand-up comedians.
That's fair.
As I used to be one, so I know too much. Who do I have a crush on? I feel like all my crushes are animated.
If that's not a mood.
Fair, valid.
They're all anime characters. I don't know. Maybe, I mean, Gojo's not real, Drac. Oh my god. I don't know. I mean, Good Society would work fine with 4 people.
Okay.
Probably preferably. So maybe
maybe
I just cut it off there.
So you're facilitating. We've got Jack Black, Gillian Anderson,
Lizzo,
and you're facilitating?
Yes. Good Society.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Idris Elba. Idris is there.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And we're all just quiet and just listen to him talk.
Valid. Drag Megan Thee Stallion.
Oh my goodness.
Megan's been on a couple lists as
is that right?
Yeah, as someone that folks would like to play with.
She'd be so much fun to play with, I feel like.
Yeah, that was really hard to pull out that 4th one. I don't think I can do a 5th one.
Bree, what's your table looking like?
Oh.
How the turntables?
How the turntables.
Also, Anita, I should let you know that the stream title is still Ms. Magpie.
All right, let's fix that, shall we? Oops, that's my bad. It's early and I haven't
No,
really had
you're
coffee.
good.
Oh, Patton Oswalt. That'd be
Oh,
good.
good.
Ooh, that's good.
Ratatouille himself.
So, okay. Mine's a little complex. Well, not complex, but like may or may not have thought about this before. So does the five include myself, or like am I observing this table? You know
You're
what I'm
playing at
saying?
this table.
I'm playing at this table. Okay, so I'm like one of
Or
the okay.
GMing it. Yeah.
Or
Okay.
GMing.
Cool. Cool. Um, okay, so Shonda Rhimes. That's one of them. And then hmm, hmm, Viola Davis.
Ooh, nice.
Um, hmm, Cardi B. uh, um, I said what I said. Um, and then I gotta include myself, and then hmm, I'd probably go with Missy Elliott.
Ooh.
Which, fun fact, Noir and I did a campaign together for another like production company or whatever, and he had a mystical sword called Missy Elliott, and so like someone clipped that part of the stream and like tagged Missy Elliott in it, and like she actually responded. And we were
Really?
like, yeah, and we were like, hey, like you
What
should.
it was the activation word for the sword was
Oh,
uh
it was you're manipulating it from the. It
That's
was
a
from the
genius.
song.
I love it.
But yeah, she responded, and we were like, hey, come and play D&D with us sometime, and she liked it. So I mean, it was a win. But yeah,
heck yeah.
that's probably my table.
I like how at least so far we're like no men allowed.
Except
Also,
Idris Elba.
well, he's not a man, he's a man. Also listening to yours, Brie, made me think of someone else I want at my table. I want
Mhm.
Sandra Oh.
Oh, that
Yes,
would be
That's my
good.
yes.
full table.
There you
Hmm.
go.
Sandra Oh, icing on the cake.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
Jack Black, Gillian Anderson, Idris Elba, Sandra Oh, and what was the last one from yours again?
Why you keep forgetting Lizzo?
Lizzo. That's right. Why do I keep forgetting Lizzo? I feel like that's very disrespectful of me, and I
You would just hype
apologize.
everyone up. She would definitely be a bard.
Oh yeah.
Heck yeah. Dream Table always shifts and changes, but one constant is Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman because they'd be so funny.
Well, also Drac has the hugest crush on Ryan Reynolds. Not to call them out or anything.
Oh,
but-
Drac.
Oh, Drac.
Oh, Drac.
But they tried to call me out with anime men, so whatever. I don't feel bad.
No, you are fair to do so.
I feel like you have to tell us yours now, Anita.
Oh, okay. So my dream table is it actually does consist of Idris Elba at the table. Uh, Idris Elba, Haley Atwell. Mostly it's just people I have crushes on, really, if I'm not thinking about this.
I mean, this is the opportunity. This is my opportunity.
Because if I can't romance them in real life, I'll romance their characters.
That's right.
David Tennant, because I've been watching so much Doctor Who lately.
A man?
A man? He's a meow meow man. He's fine.
A meow meow man?
It is a man that is. This is actually a reference to a podcast that Noir does with their sister Joy. And a meow meow man is a mask person or a cis man that makes you feel safe, like you would be safe with
Aw.
them.
Oh,
Aw.
meow, meow, man.
So the doctor defies human norms. Uh, uh, the last seat always goes to Noir because I just like playing games with him. It doesn't have to be a famous person. And then we've got this is stealing off of Latia's answer is I'd like to see Dame Judi Dench run something.
Hey. Listen. Judy
Okay.
is a gem and
Oh, Judy
deserves to
Gatwa
be
would be so good at a
protected.
table. Yeah, Dame Judi Dench needs to be protected.
Oh my gosh. Now I'm thinking about who's the mom in Mamma Mia?
Meryl Streep?
Meryl Streep?
Meryl
No.
Streep.
Or was that I always get
No,
those
Meryl
two, like,
Streep. Meryl Streep.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, but that's fair that you confuse them.
Yeah, because, yeah.
They're both like attractive older white women. Yeah, that'd be fun to have her on a table. Brie, did you say what game y'all were playing?
Oh, no, I didn't. I'd probably play Alice is Missing. That would be
Ooh,
interesting
that would
to
be so
see.
interesting.
And then, is there a facilitator in that game? Like a GM, or is it just sort of?
I think it's
I would
GM-less.
definitely. Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think so.
because everybody texts. It's all silent because everybody texts each other.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I think there's a slight facilitator role, but I think they also take on the position of like just making sure that the game progresses forward.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
The game that my table is playing has to be something rules light. Probably like a micro RPG. I want to do something fun like Honey Heist.
Honey Heist is fun.
Cute.
Jordan Peele would run a great Call of Cthulhu game.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
What if we just force Jordan Peele to play 1,000-year-old vampire by himself and we just read the result?
Just have like the reenactment of how it all goes down.
He can narrate it to us when he's finished.
That would be so good. That would be so
You're
good.
not getting up from this desk, Jordan, until you finish this solo tabletop RPG. It inspires his next film.
Oh, that would be honestly, how would a 1,000-year-old vampire film work? Like, there'd be portions where like just gaps in memory as things get overwritten.
I think it'd kind of be like, it wouldn't be super indifferent to Interview with a Vampire, right? Because that was written through the lens of like a documented interview. Or a series of interviews, right? So there would be gaps in between. I bet there's a notebook ready for his next film already.
Ready to go. Oh, stretch. We've been bullied into stretching. Ah! And bump the mic. Sorry, y'all. Rip your ears.
I didn't hear anything.
I must have hit the foam lightly enough.
Gently.
Drac, full list. Kiki Palmer, Jordan Peele, Estelle, The Rock, Daniel Kaluuya.
The Rock!
And Jordan Peele is the GM.
The Rock? I don't know about all that.
We've had a lot of people say The Rock and Vin Diesel, mostly because it would be funny to watch them fight.
Yeah, that would be funny, but I don't know. I don't feel like The Rock is a team player.
Not so much, really.
I don't think so.
Okay. So, if you are God Emperor of the TTRPG community, and you have 24 hours to enact your will, you can make a company get as big as Wizards of the Coast. Wizards of the Coast can disappear entirely. Anything can happen. What do you do with your time?
Wait, ask it one more time.
You are Emperor of the TTRPG space
Okay.
for 24 hours. What do you do in your time?
Oh, so I can just like,
You can just snap your fingers and anything can happen.
I could fuck everything up.
Yeah. Chaos.
Yeah. All the men are banned. And yeah, that's the big one. Welp. I'm only kind of kidding. I don't know. I would force everyone. I'm gonna start banning the men.
All of them. All of them.
I would force everyone to spend the 24-hour period watching 2 to 5 smaller actual plays. You can't watch Critical Role, you can't watch Dimension 20. You've got to find an AP that's got, 10 to 100 CCV, and you've got to sit down and you've got to pay attention. Because I think there's so much good content out there, and there's so many creative individuals in the space, and just like brilliant people that in their role playing, in their GMing, in their collaboration, in the way that they dissect and treat the systems, like in the way that they're creating new systems, or hacking pre-made systems. Like there's just so much brilliance in the tabletop RPG space, and I feel like that brilliance it doesn't get the attention that it deserves. So I think if we could just force everyone to sit down and watch some smaller APs in a 24-hour period, then they would be into it. Like there's so many shows that I watch, and I'm like, if somebody watched this, like if a critter watched this, there's no way that they wouldn't want to see episode 2. Like there's no way they wouldn't want to know more, or they wouldn't be invested in these characters, or they wouldn't want to support these creators. But they're not watching it because they already have their show.
So you would actively redistribute the Critical Role audience across smaller APs?
That's right.
I'm here for it. I like that. I love that answer. What are some examples of some good smaller APs that you've been watching lately? Let's gush about some folks.
The Strix. I'm a huge fan of that. I feel like we're also doing a Strixhaven show on my channel, which is premiering on the 12th. And I think we've just been so, like, me and the cast have just been so excited about this other Strixhaven show, and just been like, we like get in the Discord, in our Discord, and do like live watch alongs. And
heck yeah.
It's just so cool to see amazing people in the same setting doing something totally different than what we're going to do, and absolutely smash it in that cast. And Lexi as the GM is incredible. I'm really bad at remembering show names is the thing. What's the one about Drax in this? It's about the deities. I think your character died, Drax. There's only one episode left. I know. Well, it's just that Strixie's just doing like a pre-season. We'll get a full season next time. Not Kingmakers. Oh my god. I like the one where Drac died.
Damn.
Of course, Transplaner.
Divine Intervention?
Incredible. Divine Intervention. Yep. Thank you.
Transplaner is so good.
Transplaner is so good. So inspiring. Divine Intervention has been so good. I definitely recommend that. And Transplaner is amazing. I mean, I could get you a list, but I would have to I would have to think on it a bit. Because I'm not good at on the spot. Like when someone asks me who my favorite band is, I can't think of a single band.
There are no bands. They don't exist. I really like The Tragedy of the Theologian. Really good, that, kind of dark. It's over on which channel is that? I'm forgetting which channel it is now. We usually raid into them because they're normally live on Saturdays. It's got a great cast, some wonderful folks on it. A Total Party Kiss. Thank you, AJ.
Total Party, not Total Party Kill. Total Party Kiss.
Mm-hmm.
Great channel run by some fantastic folks.
Oh my god.
I will say I do miss Kingsguard though, because y'all were so good.
We gotta try and get that back going. I've been slowly trying to convince Noir to bring us back. The idea is that when we do come back, we will be switching systems. So we will not be a 5e stream anymore. I think we might be going to Pathfinder? 2nd edition?
Hey, because I know Noir's been talking a lot about Pathfinder, so like, yeah.
Yeah, I miss my character Yenna. I miss my little Azamar paladin.
Also a show that just started, I think 2 days ago, the Mythic Initiative. Is already very good. That was super cool to watch. It's a little frustrating sometimes watching other APs because I'm always like, how are they so good? Like, I stink. How's the role playing? How's the writing? How is the conceptualization so on point? Like I'm a hack.
And a lot of the shows over on TTRPG are really good too. They're good folks over there as well. Yeah, Noir is actively blocking Eugene from romancing Yenna because they refuse to start the campaign up again. Now we need to bully them.
Oh my god, and fucking Death to Divinity.
Oh, yes.
So good. So good. And they just started their 3rd season a couple weeks ago. So good. Ooh.
Vana, you're great. Vana, you're so good. From chat.
Leave me alone. Hiss.
I'm really sad because like my well, let me say this first. It is very hard for me to sit through actual plays, and it's genuinely because of my ADHD. Like I can't, there's like a lot of things that prevent me from sitting through actual plays. So I feel really bad when, you know, like my friends are doing like amazing things and stuff like that. And like the VOD might be out or they might put it on YouTube or something. And they're like, have you watched it yet? I'm like, I want to so bad.
You have no idea.
But
no, that's super, super valid. And I think that's one of the things of being a creator in the space too, is like when you're putting a lot of energy into making your own content, sometimes it can be hard to sit down and watch somebody else's.
Yeah.
Even without ADHD. So the combination, I imagine, is double whammy.
Yeah, that's the same thing with me, Drac, is it's hard to watch APs unless you're doing something at the same time.
Yes. Yeah. I have to be like actively working on something while I'm watching. So
that you have it in your one ear. I think that's actually going to be my project today. Once I get off this call, I'm going to go to work and I'm going to actually put on some APs in the background so that I can just sort of have it going in the background while I plug away at the work that I've got to get done. Podcasts definitely help with the AP consumption. That's true. Being able to play something at like 1.25 speed is very helpful. I think you can do that on Twitch VODs as well.
Can do it with VODs, yeah.
You can.
You can.
Yeah, 1.5 speed to watch APs. I usually
fair.
do 1.25 because it's not too fast. 1.5 I find I lose a little bit with auditory processing. That is all right. We've been going at this for about an hour. Do we want to take a quick break and then swing back in for the second half of our show?
Yeah.
Sure.
Heck yeah. So we will be right back, y'all. We will see you very shortly. Okay, we are clear. And we're back. Hello, everybody. Oops. Realized that little behind the scenes thing was up on the screen. Hello, welcome back to a second half, which we affectionately title The Dark Roast of Morning Ritual. We've had all sorts of guests on there. We've had Sam, we've had Brennan, we've had Matt and Draxbin on the show. Like, there's a lot of folks that we've had on this show because we've been at this for about 2 years now. But we're back with Vana and Bree, who is also a 3-time guest of the show.
That's a VIP.
VIP.
Something like that.
VI Bree.
VI Bree. A Vib.
A Viv.
So
it's like half of a vibe. It's fine.
Called a Vib.
Now I'm thinking of the rest of the lyrics of that song, but minus the rhyming portion.
Put a Vib. Baby, are you ready for the ribs?
VI Bree sounds like a good sitcom.
You know,
I'm ready for the rebrand, to be honest.
I'm at my like 5th rebrand. It's fine.
Sounds about content creator. Yeah.
I'm on, or my brain is already coming up with. It's not a rebrand. It's a Bree brand. Anyways, that's enough of our show, folks. Let's go.
So thank you so much for your time today.
Bree is never coming back.
I'm disturbed. I'm disgusted.
I'm gonna write a twit longer. I'm gonna do it.
Get it started. Anita invited me on Morning Ritual, then did nothing but make puns of my name for the next 45 minutes.
Please cancel Critical Misses.
Cancel Critical Misses.
I like that. I've never read a twit longer that has said, please cancel fill in blank. Like, sure, maybe that's the end goal, but no one's just come out and said it to my knowledge. To whom it may concern, please cancel Critical Misses.
House of Feral, listen.
No, you have to do the not every breedy. Can't. It's usually with the twit longers, it's the I'm not calling for this person to be canceled, but it would be nice.
Exactly. It's like,
I just don't want them in this space at all anymore.
They're not.
Don't cancel them.
Don't cancel them, but they're not welcome in my spaces.
I don't think canceling is real. Like, I mean, we could do our best to throw people out of the space that are harmful and dangerous, but they're still gonna be able to pay their bills and pay their rent and squeak in different places. Like, I think people who get bent out of shape about canceling are probably fine, actually. Like, they probably got called in on their shit and they're feeling a type of way about it, but actually they're gonna be fine, and you'll probably still get to work because that's not actually how it works.
Yeah, it's not necessarily consequences, or it's consequences to your actions, not cancellation.
Right.
A lot of
Right.
folks
Right.
aren't really willing to stand up for any sort of
Right. Yeah, because
consequences.
cancel implies like unjustified or something like that. Like,
Well, I mean, it's also it's stealing AAVE
oh, is
and
that right?
appropriating it. Am I wrong with that?
Hmm. No, yeah, like it definitely is. And like kind of going in like the same vein, I feel like there's a difference between canceling and also holding someone accountable, like genuinely. I think that definitely needs to be done a lot in this space with a lot of people. Um, but when it turns into like a witch hunt, basically, and like people start taking the emotions of the people who have actually been affected, that's when I think it becomes a problem. But but yeah, I don't know. Cancel culture is it's weird. Okay, I'll put you down, bro. Like, oh my god. Like, that's
The best part about it is you could, like, against your black shirt, we could barely make out the void that you were holding
mm-hmm,
and cuddling.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Um, this actually is a very good segue into the next. It's a newer segment of our show. This is Petty Prime Time, and the brief explanation is if there's anything that you would like to, any grievances that you would like to air without, naming names. This is a segment that Noir introduced a couple episodes ago, and it's been going okay pretty since. So if you have any subtweets that you would like to address, feel free to do so.
I don't know. I'm not much of a subtweeter.
Yeah.
So do you all have some prompts maybe?
I have receipts. No, I'm kidding. um
If you don't have any POC at your table,
oh yeah,
and you're setting it in, I don't know, some sort of POC centric setting, maybe don't. Maybe don't. And I don't know if there was a perhaps a design choice that you would make regarding that is thematic to that area and perhaps stereotypical. Maybe don't.
I'ma say it. Japan is not a fantasy setting.
Don't use that chopstick font.
Do not. Oh.
I agree.
And then when people call you out about it, especially people of that race are calling you out about it, don't argue.
Don't double down.
Like like
Or play the.
What's wild is there like 8 people on that show? Like 8.
Yeah,
like
it's
so many people
cast.
had to be like, yes, this is fine.
A lot of people had to sign off on this.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a big
no
cast.
one said anything.
9 months. 9 months.
That's a baby.
That's a whole pregnancy.
A racist baby has been born.
Shutting up and listening is a free action. Correct.
That's right.
Yep.
And don't, I don't know if you're called out on it. Maybe don't play the I have an ex partner.
Did that really happen?
Mm-hmm.
My partner is Japanese was thrown around.
Because you dating someone equals you being of that
and
culture.
They said it was fine.
I wonder if they felt for some reason due to the nature of your relationship to approve the concept that you proposed to them. I wonder if there was any sort of bias in play with their approval. And also I wonder maybe why you assumed your partner was like a monolith of that ethnicity.
A speaker for all, if you will. Like,
the pain emote is correct.
Mm-hmm.
Pain. It like the concept alone is bad. But I also do not understand designing the overlay and thinking, yes, good. It's like, it was like on the level of like an 80s action movie set in, you know?
Yeah.
Where it's just like, let's take every single trope we've ever heard of for this culture.
Let's throw that spaghetti
Ideally
at
the
the
most
wall.
harmful ones. and then let's just plaster it across our overlay to make sure that people know not only are we playing a game in a setting outside the scope of our understanding, but we've also designed it that way.
Maybe, I don't know. Don't?
Maybe don't.
Just don't.
Just don't.
Maybe don't. It was rough. And yeah, generally speaking, at first I thought you were just gonna say if you don't have POC at your table, and I was gonna be like, yeah, cosign.
Well, I mean, if you don't have POC at your table, full stop.
Full stop. Yeah.
Full stop.
That's always it's amazing to me that it's still happening. It just feels like the conversation is daily, where it's just like, don't do that. Stop doing that.
And
Stop it.
It's not just small shows either. Like, I've seen fairly large productions do that as well.
Yeah.
So let's rephrase this subject. If you don't have POC at your table, maybe revisit that. Maybe don't.
Maybe examine that a little bit.
Maybe examine that.
And I think a lot of people's excuse is usually like, well, no POC were interested or no one auditioned. It's like, maybe then you need to examine the sort of space you're curating where certain people don't feel safe or like eligible to be a part of your programming.
Or you kind of get like the other end of that sword where it's like, let me round up all of these POC in one spot and start tokenizing them kind of thing. So it's like, can't win. But yeah.
How would you I don't know. It feels like it is a hard balance in that case, right? Like, I don't know. It's very nuanced, and I don't quite know what the answer is. I mean, tokenizing, obviously, don't do that shit. But at the same time, make sure that you have HA. Like, I was invited to a game, and it was full, not the hex code.
The hex code.
Not the all F hex code.
I love it. I could rant about pull Drac on the call. Let's go.
Honestly.
I mean, I could. Drac, you available?
Drac's always available. They do not sleep. Oh my god, that cat went no.
Yeah, he's in zoomies now.
Zoomy mode.
It's fine. Yep.
I'm about to be in a game.
Sure, okay, I get it.
It's true. Drac, I don't think actually sleeps. They wait.
They wait. I believe it.
But yeah. Any other petty business?
I don't think that commentary was petty, for the record. I think that's valid criticism.
That is valid criticism. I believe so. I really want to play 1,000-Year-Old Vampire as well. I've been trying for the last little bit to get my stream schedule a little bit more normal. And part of it was I was going to start doing solo RPGs.
Yeah.
And I think I might try and get my hands on a copy of 1,000-Year-Old Vampire so that I can I can play it and reenact it. Yes.
Necessary criticism.
There's a difference between necessary criticism and pettiness, I suppose. I suppose.
What is the definition of petty? Like unreasonable criticism of little importance, trivial. So what can I want to do something actually petty. I don't know how. Boy, have you all seen no, I can't do it.
It was worth a shot.
It was worth a shot.
So I didn't know about 1,000-Year-Old Vampire.
Oh, you haven't? So it is a solo TTRPG, and you play it by writing your diary entries in a notebook, but there's only a limited number of pages. So eventually things that you write will have to get overwritten or covered up. And I believe, who was it? Friend Anna or Nymerian941 played a version of it where they were married and they were turned and decided to turn their partner, but over the course of time they just had this thrall and they forgot who they were. I know they were important at some point in time, but who they are to me anymore, I couldn't tell you. It was very, very sad.
Damn.
It gets deep in the feels.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a cheery game.
It's not a very cheery game. It's less of a what we do. It is definitely more of an interview with the vampires, less of a what we do in the shadows type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
But let the dark roast consume the petty. No, you're right. That is a petticoat feral.
Also an experience with those.
I thought there was a musician. No, that's Tom Petty. That's
Tom
different.
Petty.
It is Tom Petty Primetime.
I also could not name a Tom Petty song.
Oh. Free Falling. That's all I know.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. One and done. That works.
Okay. So, without further ado, I think if you have been in the tabletop community for long enough, chances are you've had the misfortune of dealing with that guy. That guy is a veritable black hole of fun at your table. Someone who, if they were yeeted into the sun, your experience would improve exponentially. And so, Vana, have you ever dealt with that guy?
I've dealt with many. The situation that comes to mind, though, which is actually a that guy / that gal, because two people were involved. But I think it was my first ever Call of Cthulhu game. And my understanding of the game was that it was like set in the 40s or 50s or something. And so they let me know, they were like, oh yeah, y'all are going to play agents and you're going to explore this, blah, blah. And for some reason, my brain combined those years and the word agent to mean like detective. like you know, the trench coat and the fedora and the like Columbo or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
And so I showed up in full costume for that. And what they meant was like secret agents, modern secret agents in like black suits.
Oh.
And I was very embarrassed. I wasn't trying to just be a scamp, although I'm known to be one, so I can understand maybe the miscommunication. And two of the people that I was playing with were out the gate irritated with me for the character I had brought. Because I was doing the full like, well, see here. We got to solve this mystery.
The transatlantic accent.
Yeah. And so they were already irritated with me. But then really early on into the game, they both tried to like in character, they both tried to like ditch me. And when they couldn't ditch me, they tried to kill me.
What?
And I ended up having to like run away so I wouldn't die. And it was super early on in the game. I was like, we have 2.5 more hours of this. Like, you can't.
That.
Am I just supposed to walk off camera? Like, I'm so confused. And they were being so mean and like critical of my character to the point that I was like, I felt like I couldn't not take it personally. Like just being very critical of like my intelligence and like my capability and it didn't make a lot of sense mechanically because I was rolling fine. And like as a player, I was, once I was there, I was understanding the meta that I misunderstood before. But we ended up splitting the party super early because they were trying to murder me. And then we played the rest of the game. I just played it by myself, basically. And I think at the end, I was the only one who survived, ironically. And then when I left the game, I remember getting into my car and just crying for like 30 minutes.
Oh, no.
Like, I just felt so abused. I'd never felt like that well, maybe not never, but it just felt like I was being dogpiled.
Yeah.
And I just had no idea why, because I misunderstood the assignment, I guess.
That sucks. That does suck.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a man and a woman kind of double teamed me on that one.
Those assholes.
Yeah.
Less of a that guy and more of a those assholes.
Those two. Yeet.
Get out of here. Usually we try to categorize these and like give them pithy names. But now I'm struggling to come up with anything. Bree, you got anything?
Great value James Bonds, since they want to be, since the whole thing was a spy or whatever.
They didn't explain the assignment. Agents of Yeet.
Agents of Yeet.
Oh my goodness. It's just interesting that it's like, I don't understand especially if you're experienced in tabletop RPGs, like the instinct being, let's ostracize one of the players. That is very weird. And I think like, if they had to explain themselves, they were probably like, we were in character. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, they didn't say that, but you know what I mean? Like, that's what people who do that thing.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, that hurt.
It's
and you're
what
like,
my
I'm in character.
Would do.
Right. And it's like, no, actually, you're just a dick.
Exactly.
But it's just not like, because it's like, you can't fully separate yourself from your character. Like you have the meta knowledge of like knowing that this is like a team game.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like,
and we're supposed to be moving forward together, and
like this is a shared narrative. Like,
right? Yeah.
MI sucks. Yes, Drac.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. That's a good name for them.
The read my minders.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I
mean, to be fair, I very much misunderstood the assignment.
I mean, but that's still no reason for you to be treated in that way. Like, oh, you did it in character, so you're just bad at TTRPGs. Like, this is a communal narrative, and like, TTRPGs are best when everybody plays together and plays well, and like having someone that's actively antagonistic at the table is always always terrible.
I mean, it's just like improv. Like, if you want the scene to flourish, you have to say yes, and you have to give each other gifts, and you have to read the fucking room. And when you refuse to do all of that, then it just becomes like, and it felt super extra bad. Like, I think if it was a home game, like, I could have been like, hey, this feels awful. But it was a live AP, and it was like before, it was in a time like before safety tools were the norm. And so I just felt like I didn't have any devices to protect myself in the moment. So I just had to like grin. I felt like I just had to grin and bear it, and then make a mental note to myself never to play with them again in the future.
Yeah. I mean, we've had like that guy's as light as, like, I don't know, like a railroading GM, and as heavy as a biter gaslighter.
I'm sorry, a biter?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this person was helping another player create a character, bit that person on the neck, and then tried to act like it didn't happen.
Literally.
Everybody usually has this negative reaction to the biter gaslighter.
What
and
the
person who got bit was underage, and the person who bit was not underage. So,
and they made the character wrong. That was the yeah. That was Persephone's story.
I fucking hate that so much. Ew.
Yeah.
It's
wild. But like, having antagonistic players is bad. Having antagonistic like GMs is also bad. Like I don't know.
They want to win.
Yeah.
They want to win D&D or, whatever tabletop.
I don't know. I was in a one shot like the other day, and my character got killed without like even the chance of being revived. I got narrated. My death got narrated to me, and that doesn't feel cool.
Did they like pull you to the side beforehand and be like, hey, there's a possibility that you're none of that? Okay.
No, my character got killed by an ooze, and it was my character went down in the ooze, and I didn't even get the chance to roll death saves.
Oh.
I just got, and like nothing. Like, come on. Give me something. Give me like a chance, right? Give my fellow players a chance to revive me and save me in time. But they picked up my bones.
Yeah. I think I've been that guy. I had a guest on From Dusk Till Dark, Gabe James games, and it was an NPC that already existed. And I gave him all the details for it, and then we played the episode, and near the end of the episode, they fucked with a will-o-wisp, which can just like snatch your soul.
Yeah.
And I was planning on killing this NPC at some point anyway. So I just did it. And then Gabe afterwards was like, you killed me. And I was like, yeah, I did. So after, he seemed flustered by the fact that I killed his NPC, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, even if they're not a standing player, even if it's a pre-concocted NPC, or you already have plans for them, like, at least communicate those plans.
Communicate those plans with your players. That's very important.
Right.
As much as I bully Noir and give them a hard time,
that guy.
Death fun and such. Yeah. My characters died so many times in that campaign. I keep going down at some point or another. The paladin keeps dying, and it's wild. Uh, uh, well, uh, Bree, do you have any
Mm-hmm.
questions that you want to ask?
Hmm. Let's see. So what has been your favorite TTRPG character thus far?
Like that I've played or that I've
That you
seen
that
or
you've played.
that I've played. I really liked Pirates of Salt Bay was like our big game over at Saving Thirst Show for a long time, GM'd
Mm-hmm.
by Abria. And I played a character called Addie Bomyar. And I really she was based on I think Anne Bonny. It's like a real
Oh,
life
nice.
lady pirate. Um and I think it was just like I did an Irish accent with her, and I had a lot of fun doing that. It probably wasn't good, but I had a lot of fun with it, and it was just a lot of firsts. Like it was my first like gender fluid character that I played. She often sort of presented as a man, but then in private was presenting as a woman. And I really just enjoyed playing both sides of that, and it helped me explore my own like gender fluidity,
Mm-hmm.
and sort of embrace in a more narrative way my feminine and masculine energies. It was also the first time, and I haven't seen this before, but anywhere else, but she had a baby.
Wow.
And I think I think it started as a joke, but then, it was confirmed that it was true. And then, she had to go through the pregnancy and then like what they did with the child after it was born. And I think it's something that easily could have been very messy and not good. And I think I definitely had some missteps along the way, but Abria the whole time was um, very, very good about like making sure everything was safe, like nothing could happen to the child for very good like narrative reasons, and continuing to incorporate the child into the narrative like after it was born. And even like we had a part where I met her name was Rose, and I like met future Rose in like I forget like a vision or some sort of time travel instance, and like my character had to apologize for like being an awful mother.
Oh.
And it was just
Mm-hmm.
like one of the most emotional scenes I've ever played out, and it was just such a unique. I think having sat with Addie for so long and having gone through so many like firsts with her, that she's pretty near and dear to my heart. And the table that I played with is just people that I really love. So I think all that sort of coalesces into just really having a more intimate connection with that
Yeah.
character.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Bree?
So I probably have to. Hmm. I probably have to say. So I started like live APs back in like 2020. Um, and my first like constant paid gig was with a company who's disbanded now, but their name was LFM Network, and we did uh, a series called Rise of the Veiled Alliance. And I played a character named Kita. She was a lava genasi, and like I don't know, kind of like with you, Vanna, like just sticking with the character for that long, you get attached. And I don't know, she was kind of like the first character that I was I don't know. It kind of solidified that like, yeah, maybe I could do this constantly. And like it kind of solidified that I love to tell stories and things like that, and also like explore character arcs. And I don't know. I don't know. She just kind of made me like discover a lot about myself as a player and like as a creator as well. So so yeah, I definitely miss her. But yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting, like what amazing like tools for self-exploration, like characters that are close to us could be.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I've got a couple. The first one that I played on like a consistent stream was Odd. That was her name. She Odd Briarwalker was a wild magic sorceress. Very fun to play. Kind of like uh, a lot of me channeling pure ADHD chaos energy into a character. It's also this stream where I met Noir, but it blew up for reasons. And but I just loved being able to embody her, and she's one of those characters that I miss playing because like I really wanted to see how her arc would have ended, but unfortunately we had some problems and we had to quit. But between her or emotionally, the biggest one was Finny, who was a cleric that I played on a channel that's also defunct now. And Finny was like a character that I used to process a lot of grief through. But like very emotional, very like Finny's whole arc was his wife was his deity, because they were researchers and she had unlocked the key to divinity and left him behind. So all his power was channeled through her. And in the end, they ended up switching places because it had to be balanced. One could only exist at a time. But it was a very like strong emotional, like, yes, yes. My GM's in chat. Hi, Ray. I miss Finny so much. I miss him so much. I miss him to pieces. He's a sweet boy. I knocked you out of lurk mode. But he was so good, and like I bawled. I bawled during the finale like a baby. But yeah, that's one of mine. Story really moved me. Character was one of them. Yeah. Well, you're just such a good storyteller too. Rotting Shadows was the name of the AP and that was on Scraticus Academy when that was a thing. But yeah, I love that game. I love that character. Let's go into like, I mean, we talked a little bit about it, but like, if you had like a TTRPG version of like ESPN, what character moments you think would make your highlight reel?
Man, you said the hard questions were over.
I mean, I'm just trying to like guide a conversation. I don't know, man.
Oh my God. Yeah, well, a couple things. I have an anxiety disorder, I have a depressive disorder, and I have head trauma.
Oh no.
History. So memory doesn't work well in my brain. So that might be tricky. Someone else go first.
What you got, Bree? I think we have structure with our questions. Nah.
No. I'm gonna look at something to reference because I made this document where I wrote down like all the stuff that I've done because I have a terrible memory of like what I've done. Let's see. Oh.
I can go if you want to look things up.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So in the game that I mentioned where Odd was the player, that's where I met Noir, and our characters were actually uh, sort of tied together in a way. Um, Part of Odd's character arc is she was held prisoner by a cult, and Noir's character was like one of the guards that watched her. But like through our session 0, we slowly like I slowly like turned his character around on the whole idea of it. This was all we had, but one of the things was my character didn't have shoes, so that she couldn't escape. And as we had like had these character moments, and we were like, I was like starting to get Noir's character to question themselves. I eventually uh, got got them to agree, like you don't belong here. You're not supposed to be here. And I said, okay, well then get me some shoes so that I can escape. And Noir looked at me and was like, I'm a monk, and as a monk, I get like proficiency in a tool set. And just for shits and giggles, I picked a cobbler. So the one person that could make me a pair of shoes. And it was just like a really cool moment of character synchronicity.
That's so funny. Very kismet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I played in this campaign called Agents of Hell Redux, and it was like a huge like comedy. It was not meant to be taken seriously at all. And I played this character named Lua, and he was I think he was I think he was a tiefling. Yeah, I think he was a tiefling. And there was this other character who was like this huge like buff man, and like he was he said very few words, and like, but Lua kind of had this like habit of just jumping onto him and like just latching onto him, and it was kind of like an ongoing thing, and I don't think there was like a specific moment or anything, but it was funny because like Lua was in love with him, and didn't really want to admit it, but instead of actually admitting it, he would just latch on to this man physically, and and would like and would just stay there. Like even in battles, like when this guy was like actively fighting, Lua would still be like latched onto him and stuff like that. So that was just kind of like a that was kind of a memory that sort of, and
Like
it's wild.
a
It's
koala baby.
Yeah.
Sort of like a
Yeah,
wildling.
it was just a thing. And like I don't know, and not to like sound like self-deprecating or anything, but I'm starting to notice like with a lot of the games that I'm in, I'm not usually the kind of person to be the main character and have those moments of like shining. So because I always make characters that are kind of like side characters, and I'm like, maybe that needs to change a little bit, like maybe I need to start like taking chances and stuff. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, or at least exploring your comfortability with that. Like, if I don't think anybody should force themselves to be the center of attention if that makes them
Right.
uncomfortable. But I also think you can be a main character without being the center of attention. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Absolutely.
I don't think if you have a quiet character, you're necessarily a side character. I think
Yeah.
people offer different things to the story and to the way that the environment and the trials are being engaged with, and the boisterous one is usually not the helpful one.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
From experience,
Hashtag VIB
I'm the loud
when
one
you're
that
ready.
makes it worse.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Every time I try to play a side character with Nora as a GM, it never works. No, because Nora has this way of like pulling people into the spotlight when they run games.
That's the other thing too, is it should be on your GM to help you find those moments to shine. Like that should be a collaborative effort.
Yeah, explore
they
those
should
moments.
be mindful of like who hasn't gotten their chance to shine this episode.
Yeah.
Like let me set something up for them because I know their character and I know their goals. So
and kind of talking about Noir as a GM for a second. When Werewolf and I went on there for Kingsguard, we I talked to Werewolf about this afterward. I think neither of us realized how big of a part we were going to be in a lot of things. And so we went in there, we were like, oh yeah, we're just like guests and we're probably just gonna like do like little things here and there. And no, like Noir put us on the spot. And we're just like, oh,
Noir literally put your characters on
important.
thrones and told you to get to work.
It's I was like,
surprise, bitch, you're the antagonist. Welcome.
Literally. I was like, okay.
I think people need to I think maybe it's not necessarily like it's not time for your villain era, it's time for your main character era.
Yeah, I like that.
Yes, so
your protagonist period.
Protagonist period, not villain era.
Yep.
I like it.
I'm here for
it. Yeah, I would think if you felt comfortable like communicating with your next GM that's a goal of yours, so they could help facilitate that. I think is the more communication the better, because like I said earlier, when I started GMing, I was really railroady because I thought it was all on me to carry the weight of the story. I don't know why I thought that, but I'm pretty neurotic. And after that being so painful for so long and feeling like fucked up about it, like I finally started like asking questions of people and like checking in and being like, what do you want?
What do you want out of this?
What do you want? Because what I want it's not even what I want. It's like what I feel obligated to put together and not let you explore it, but pull you through it.
Exactly.
And it's just like, no one's having fun with that. Like not even I was having fun with it.
Yeah.
But I thought that's how it worked. So
I think you have the most fun when you just
during
let go
that
of those
time,
things, right? You feel like you probably have like the most fun when you just let go of that.
Right. And I think it's still a work in progress for me. I found out that I have OCD relatively recently. And with the anxiety stuff, I think it's just hard for me to let go or like loosen control, which is a very bad like characteristic for a GM, because that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So I think every game I'm lucky enough to GM, I'm learning, and I'm definitely fucking up along the way. But what is super helpful is like, when people just communicate to me what is and isn't working for them, or call me out on the sort of techniques or behavior that are not conducive to the craft, and like it might feel bad, but I think it's worth it to like eventually get to a place where I can be a good GM and a supportive co-star.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of like this sort of overbearing director.
It's about accepting and internalizing the constructive criticism that you receive along the way, for sure. So tell us about the show that you have coming out. You've got a Strixhaven game?
Yes. Oh my goodness. It is premiering November 12th, which is I can't do math, but I would say several days.
7 days, exactly.
Oh, perfect. Next week. Oh yeah. Today's Saturday?
It is Saturday.
Oh my God. Yes, a week from today at 3 p.m. ET over at twitch.tv/Vana. And it is a Strixhaven game. Our sort of twist on it is that we are putting it, the setting is Strixhaven, but our twist on it is that all the players are grad students rather than like first years and going through the motions of all the different, good stretch.
Stretch.
going through all the motions of like first to second to third. And the reason we wanted to do this is just because we wanted to tell a magical school story that was able to be like ethically mature. So we can have like romantic and sexual trysts and engagements and address more like serious topics and intense themes without subjecting imaginary 15-year-olds to that kind of stuff. So I'm super excited for it. The cast is amazing. They've been giving me so many ideas, as not just with their own characters, but building bonds between them and the setting, lore building, world building, because Strixhaven is pretty, as written, is pretty sparse. And the adventure is like real corny and not fun. So, and it doesn't have a lot of lore attributed to it already. So it's nice to have sort of a framework and then get to build off of that. Because again, I still feel very inexperienced in GMing. So I feel like I'm slowly giving myself a little bit more or a little bit less to stand on, I guess. So my last long-term game was Rime of the Frostmaiden, and I did that as written, basically with some homebrew attachments. And this time I'm like, okay, I'm going to use a setting. We're going to create an original story and challenge myself with that. And of course, very much facilitated by my players who have been incredible even before the game has even started. And then who knows, maybe next time I'll have an all original concept or play something else other than fucking D&D. But yeah, that was it. Yeah. What'd you ask?
Oh, that's literally what I asked. Is just tell us a little bit about the campaign you're going. That's great because you can like stretch those GM muscles a little bit and get them ready to go and a little bit more creative, loosey goosey.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's called Higher Education. I didn't even say the title of the.
Hell yeah.
Higher Education over on your channel on next Saturday.
Yeah, the 12th, 3 p.m. ET, twitch.tv/Vana. And I forgot what I was gonna say.
Great show, great cast. Check it out.
I'm very good at this.
I mean, I'm doing. This is the like Noir usually does a lot of the talking for this show, so it's the anxiety right now is real. But I think
did your coffee mug change?
I have, so this is water and this is coffee.
Okay. It's like, did you just do a magic trick?
Ooh.
I have no fancy cup.
You don't have a fancy cup. This one was I commissioned from Punkle Nix or MC Etching.
Oh yeah.
And it's my channel's logo.
Love it.
And I got this one. There's two of these. So this one and then there's the other one I gave to Noir, and so now we have our matching cups together. And I made sure that I made sure that when I brought this with me to Chicago, I made sure that this was in my carry-on, so it wouldn't get damaged in the move. It's precious to me.
Precious. Yeah, he also did a series of pint glasses for me. I love them. I use them every day.
Work is so good. But yeah. All right, I think we're about ready to start sort of winding this down a little bit. I guess we can start going through like outros, things like that. But yeah, I am Anita. You can find me here most times, either in front of the camera or behind the scenes if I'm running tech for shows. I'm actually going to start announcing this now. I'm going to start putting out feelers for our next season's slate for shows. We're just going to do a short season for the winter months. But if you're interested in running shows on our channel, I'll be putting out the call for them fairly soon. So, whoop whoop. I really need to get back into content creation. So this Tuesday on this channel, Darby or Chaotic Darby and I are going to be going through we're going to be doing a 2-player RPG, 2-player Tuesday. We're going to be running I Have the High Ground.
Yes, I've heard of this one.
Which is a game of like capes and dashing repartees and swords and things. So we're going to be running that on Tuesday. On Sunday, tomorrow, you can find me over on Tony Plus One's channel for a show called Character Study, where it's an interview and build a character. But I'm actually going to be interviewed this time. I'm not the interviewer, I'm the interviewee. It'll be weird to be on the other side of that. So that's where you can find me tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 Central. It's very early, very early. But yeah, and then on Fridays, you can find me over on Gen Con TV. I am GMing Table Takes right now, Table Takes Game Night. Last night I ran the first of a 3-part three shot called in a game system called No Nut November. Squirrels of the Post-Apocalypse. You are squirrels with superpowers. It is
not Bria and the cat having the same expression.
I'm surprised they let me run it, and it's hilarious. It's a good time. You should check it out. Brie, tell us who you are. Tell us where folks can find you. What you doing?
So, my name is Brito. You can find me all over the internet at Brito_ with 3 E's. So I have a couple of things coming up. Tonight, I'm going to be on the charity stream for Friends Who Roll Dice. I'm going to be playing Heartbeats with a bunch of other really cool folks. Nala Wu's going to be GMing or facilitating. So you can find me there tonight at, I think, 7:30 Eastern, I want to say.
Nice.
It's somewhere around there. And then I'm going to be playing with Exquisite Corpse. We're going to be playing a campaign called Camp Oakburn, where we're going to be playing some camp counselors. And it's gonna be a bop because it's a Monster Hearts campaign. So that'll be interesting. And then you can find me on YouTube. I'm kind of making my return there. I just released a video kind of dissecting the lore behind Candyman and like generational trauma and things like that. So like if you want to watch it, you totally can. And then I stream every now and then. I'm kind of working out a consistent schedule that I can stick to, but I usually play horror games. I do a lot of just chatting, and I play a lot of zombie games, so probably find me over there. On Twitch at Brito_. I think that's all I have going on right now. So
7 p.m.
yeah.
EST is your show over on Friends Who Roll Dice.
Thank you. I knew it was around there.
And last but certainly not least, Vana, tell us about who you are, where folks can find you, and what you're doing.
You'll provide some hard X to follow. Doing lots of cool things. I mean, I stream video games most of the time. Twitch.tv/Vana. What am I playing right now? I'm playing a lot of RimWorld. On Sunday, I'm going to be playing the new Resident Evil 8 DLC.
Hey.
Winters something.
Mm-hmm.
Our favorite boy, Ethan Winters.
God.
Mega Chad. And yeah, I like playing scary games and simulation games and just chatting and hanging out with my community, connecting and building up that space. But big thing is, and tonight actually I'm going to be playing a Rippers one shot on Saving Throw Show. They're doing a marathon, and it's sort of the end game is to like get enough funding to keep Saving Throw going for the next year, I believe. So just kind of keep production gain subscribers, I think, over on the Ko-Fi, just so that they can keep producing content the rest of the year. So tune in for that. I'm going to be playing like a combination between, what's the woman in Ghostbusters? Well, I think hobbies are a fabulous way to spend your time.
Oh,
Janine, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. And oh, I forget who the other person I mixed it with, but she's gonna be a piece of work is what is going to happen. And Rippers is like a Savage Worlds game where you're monster hunters, but also you can like fuse your body with monster parts.
What?
So you can become like
Ooh.
I've never played it before, but it seems really cool. And a great cast for that. And then the big thing, of course, is the premiere of Higher Education on November 12th at 3 p.m. ET. And the players for that are Connie and Draconics, who's in chat. I also think C was Pie Sharp Art was hanging out in chat. Live in a Day and Hamna. And it's going to be really, really amazing. I don't think maybe I won't be amazing, but the cast will be, I promise.
You're gonna be wonderful.
The cast will be. I'm gonna lean on them like a fucking stair railing. And I think those are my things right now.
Heck yeah.
I don't got a lot going on.
I think you got so much going on. That's awesome. This has been our show, folks. Thank you all so much for stopping by and hanging out with us. I'm very excited to check out the premiere of Higher Education next week. I think that's gonna be my evening plans. Y'all, thank y'all so much for stopping by. It has been an absolute pleasure. And thank you, Vanna, for hanging out with us. We're going to go on a raid.
Thanks for having me.
We're going to go say hi. I think Friends Roll Dice are running their charity game all day today, yeah? So let's go say hello to them. Thanks again for everybody stopping by, hanging out. But until next time, the ritual has concluded. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
All right, we are clear.